Magandang araw pag mga kabugtaw. Ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay ang paghahanap ng bagong socio-political model para sa Pilipinas because obviously Western democracy has already failed and it's no longer working in this country. And funny because even in the United States, uh, democracy from which our democracy was modeled upon is also no longer working. It failed. Not, it failed. It's failing. It will fail. Ah, punta na kayo sa YouTube. I-type niyo lang democracy failure. Nako, napakaraming documentaries at commentaries at mga Amerikano about how American democracy has failed and is still failing. Wala na kasi supposedly maganda ang konsepto ng demokrasiya, no, mula sa mga Grego. Kasi kung tingnan natin, ano ba mga model ng ruling or model ng pamamahala sa mundo? Siyempre, nagsimula tayo sa monarchy, emperor, no? Very powerful, isang tao lang. Kaya lang kahit yun nag-evolve, no? Tulad halimbawa, sabi daw ang sa England, sa England, ano, for sa mahabang panahon, it's ruled by a king or by a queen until 2015 when King John signed the Magna Carta 1215 na nagsasabi na kahit ang hari ay kailangan sumunod sa batas, no? Kasi kung hari ka eh. Ikaw gumagawa ng batas, ikaw yung judge, ikaw yung executioner. And nakita naman natin na napakaraming kung aabuso ang nangyari. Isa sa magandang movie dyan, yung Braveheart. Sino ba yung hari noon? Basta masyadong John din ata yun. Parang John din. Oh. Ah, uh, Mga pinapractice ng mga royals noon, yung prima nocte pa na ibig sabihin first night na kung may kakasal sa isang estate, ang landlord ang may karapatan sa bride sa unang gabi, prima nocte. No? Grabe, no? Um, sa isang feature natin dito sa Bugtaw, yung Caligula din, nakita natin kung gaano ka abusado si Caligula. Kasi talaga may topak yun, talaga sira ulo si Caligula. No? Until na kailangan, ang very remarkable sa Europe, no, na 1215 na permahan yung Magna Carta. Although may mga nagsasabi na itong form of constitutional democracy kung saan ang hari ay may council at yung hari ay hindi lang solo na nagdudumala, ay nagsimula pa sa mga Hittites until the Greek conceived this so-called democracy from, in fact, democracy, its etymology is Greek demos, the people, and kratia, kratere, to rule, no? Democracy, autocracy, kleptocracy. Sa atin sa Pilipinas, kleptocracy tayo ngayon. No? Rule of the thieves. No? Yan, mga magnanakaw. Anyway, naghahanap tayo ng bagong socio-political model kasi wala na eh, magkukulaps ang lipunan natin. No? Ang sabi ko nga, ang collapse could either be revolution or civil war. Kasi kahit tingnan mo sa kasaysayan, no? Paiba-iba ang modelo ng pamamahala. Yun nga, monarchy, emperor, no? Until that Magna Carta yung 1215. No, ngayon daw, tinatawag ng constitutional monarchy kung saan ang hari o monarch ay parang figurehead na lang. Pero alam nyo, hindi totoo yun. Malaki pa rin ang influence nila. No? Karamihan sa mga bansa ngayon ay democratic na, meaning it's the people who rule, it's the people who choose their leader. Although may mga constitutional monarchy pa rin ng mga bansa, no? Tulad ng Monaco, Morocco, Bhutan, Kuwait, Bahrain, Thailand, Cambodia, Spain, Belgium, Netherlands, and so on. Oh. And pero may mga bansa pa rin na talagang absolute monarchy kung saan ang hari pa rin ang nagdudumalan ng kanilang bansa, no? Tulad ng United Arab Emirates, Oman, Qatar, ano ba? And ito nakakatuwa, ni-research ko, Vatican City is still considered as a absolute monarchy kasi yung papa, yung head of state doon. So there's no, it's a theocratic, but it's a very small country, no? Theocratic society kung saan there's no distinction between civil and religious laws. No? Meron pa rin mga absolute monarchy sa bayang ito. Ang Amerika naman, they came up with this concept of democracy kasi ayaw na nga nila na maging under sa hari ng Inglaterra. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng American Revolution at nagwagi sila. At they founded this society with the socio-political model of democracy wherein the leader will be elected by the people. Sa Greek noon, hindi lang sila bumuboto ng mga leader nila, kundi pati sa mga batas. Kailangan ihain mo sa mga tao para pagbotohan itong batas na ito kung maipapatupad ba o hindi. Ngayon ang nangyari, masyadong magulo siguro kung marami kasi lumaki na rin ang populasyon, nagkaroon na ng representatives. No? Ang mga tao mag-i-elect ng representatives nila and the representatives will elect their interest sa Kongreso. No? Dapat yan ang ideal na setting, yan ang foundation ng American democracy. No? A government of the people, for the people, and by the people. No? Yan ang ideal. Pero wala eh. Kahit ngayon sa Amerika, ang Congress nila, ang Senado nila, kontrolado na rin ng mga lobbyists kasi accept it or not, an election is very expensive and we need resources. Kaya saan tumatakbo itong mga politiko, kundi sa mga financer, mga mayayaman. At sino ito? Ito mga big business interest po sa Amerika, ang pinakamayaman, pinakamalaki dyan ay ang military-industrial complex. No? At meron pa, ito hindi alam ng karamihan, yung mga Zionist lobbyists, ito yung mga bilyonaryo na Hudyo. No? Hindi lahat ng Hudyo o Zionist. In fact, sa Israel, marami ng protesta doon against Zionism. Ito isang conservative lang na grupo na naniniwala na yung Messiah nila darating in the end of the world. Kaya they're working very hard to pave the way for the end of the world. Nuclear war, whatever, basta gera para dumating yung Messiah nila. At saka sa isang democracy, there is a separation between church and state. Hindi tulad ng isang theocratic society like Israel and many Muslim countries na the religious laws are also the civil law. So napaka-ideal nung nagsimula yung American democracy and it has been there for 200 years. At marami nang nagsasabi ngayon, kahit si Professor Jeffrey Sachs, lalo na itong si Professor Richard Wolff, ang sa kanya naman yung kapitalismo is no longer working kasi it seems the American democracy and capitalism, laissez-faire market, come hand in hand, but it collapsed. It's no longer working. No? Kasi ang nangyari, ang mayaman, naging super mayaman at kukunti na sila, ang mga working class dumami at maraming naghirap. So kahit yung capitalism is no longer tenable. Ang tanong ngayon sa Pilipinas, ganun din eh. No? Tuwing eleksyon, siyempre may mga financer, yung mga mayayaman, yung mga bilyonaryo, at ang interest nila ang nilalabi ng mga politiko na nanalo na kanilang sinuportahan, na kanilang pinondohan. So they no longer, the so-called Congress, the so-called representatives no longer represent the interest of the people. Nakita natin yan sa impeachment ni BP Sara, 150 million daw. 31 million yung bumoto kay BP Sara. I don't think her impeachment is the interest of the majority. Kasi one of the tenets of democracy is the greater good for the greatest number. And the greatest number showed their preference for Inday Sara. No? So wala na. They don't no longer represent the interest of the people. No? And the executive, kasi yun ang nangyari sa democracy, nagkaroon ng tatlong branches of government. Executive implements the law, uh, legislative makes the law, and judiciary see to it that those who violate the laws are punished. No? And it's no longer working. And the core of a democratic society is supposed to be election. Pero kahit sa Amerika, may daya. Dito, hindi na pinag-usapan yan. Matik na yan. Basta election, daya ngayon. High-tech ng pandadaya. Dahil, lalo na nagsimula yung electronic voting, no? Yung Smartmatic, yung kanilang hocus-picus. Ngayon nga, wala ng Smartmatic, Miro na naman. Pero it's the same dog of different colors. So, dinadaya talaga ang eleksyon. So, hindi na democracy yun. It's very far from the ideal of what a democracy is. Ngayon, tanggap na natin na democracy in the Philippines has failed. And we have to look for a new socio-political model. Hindi lang political, pero socio kasi kasama dyan ang economics. Kasi capitalism no longer works. The so-called democracy no longer works. So ano bang alternatibo natin or options natin? Pag sinabing alternatibo, it's only this or the other. Kasi maraming ginagamit yung salitang alternative in a wrong way. No? I have several alternatives. That's actually wrong. It should be I have several options. Because alternative is either this or that. Options, maraming pagpipilian. So pagpalagay na natin, ano ngayon ang option natin? Anong modelo? No? Maaring mag-invento tayo ng bago or there are existing models that are very successful. No? Isa sa mga model na nakikita ko dyan is social democracy. No? Nag-evolve from socialist. Actually, socialismo, nag-evolve yan, nag-split into communism and socialism. Nagsimula, I think, yan sa Germany at around late 18th century, yung mga communist doon run, no? Kasi partido yan. But they lost against the social Democrats. Kasi yung socialist saka communist, they believe in the same more or less direction, no? Yung more equitable distribution of wealth. No? Kaya lang, ang communism took an extreme stand, lalo na sa political and economic model, absolute state control. Ang socialist naman ay in between state control and private enterprise. And eventually, the socialist trend evolved into social democracy. And social democracy has been successful. Kikita natin yan sa Sweden, no? Sa Denmark, sa many European countries, no? Sa Canada, sa Japan, sa Australia, sa New Zealand, ang mga paboritong lugar ngayon na gusto mag-migrate ng mga Pilipino. At kahit once in a while may makikita ka sa social media, happiest countries in the world, the best country to live, the best country to raise your children, the best country to raise a family. And kita ko palagi, almost 70% of them are social democratic countries. Ano ba ang social democracy? Alam mo kasi if you promote socialism or social democracy, hindi mo lang pwede sabihin, maging socialista tayo o maging social democrat tayo. Ipahayag mo rin yung ideolohiya mo. Ano bang ideolohiya mo? And ideology is composed of two basic principles, that is anthropology and epistemology. Anthropology ang pagkaintindi natin kung ano yung tao, at epistemology, how do we arrive at a certain truth? Kasi from there, ang programs of government mo will emanate. No? tulad sa democracy, sa social democracy, ang anthropology is authentic humanism. Man is body and soul, hindi lang soul. No, may body, and the body needs basic needs. Food, clothing, shelter. Kaya dapat food security, housing security, no? Clothing and other includes healthcare, education, etc. That has to be provided. And the epistemology actually is the branch of philosophy where you deal with the validity of knowledge. How valid is your knowledge claim? No? Is critical realism, meaning no single person has the monopoly of truth. Truth has to be always arrived at through rational dialogue and consensus, not necessarily majority, but consensus. Maring hindi bumoto, pero pinagkansunduan kahit walang boto. No? Yeah. And it's successful. Sa China naman, well, same with Russia. At first, communism really failed. Until Russia gave up on communism and China made calibration. No? Mao Zedong was a good revolutionary but a very, very bad manager until Deng Xiaoping came and hit a middle ground. He slowly allowed private ownership until it evolved. And today, it's very, very successful. Actually, yung sinasabi ni President Xi na socialism with Chinese characteristic, it's basically social democracy. No? Kasi sa capitalism, laissez-faire, free market. Sa communism naman, state-controlled. It both failed. Ang social democracy, in between, may state-controlled and private enterprise, private property. Tulad ng mga basic utilities tulad ng tubig at kuryente, dapat state-controlled yan, hindi private. Kasi sa Pilipinas, nakikita natin yan. Paano umaabuso yung mga private electric company. Taas lang ng taas ng presyo. Kasi, at saka siyempre, supposedly, may Energy Regulatory Board. Pero alam naman natin, marami na nagsasabi na they are being bribed. Kaya napapahintulutan yung mga electric company to have whatever they have. So kung maganda ang model ng social democracy, how do we promote it in the Philippines? Kasi failed na nga yung democracy. Nako, how do we promote? Siyempre, if you want to have a social democratic society, especially in the realm of labor, kailangan ng legislation. Kasi social democracy is basically a labor party. Makikita natin yan sa mga social democratic countries kung saan ang presidente ng Union ay nakaupo sa board of directors. Matik, sa oras na mahalal ka na presidente ng Union, may seat ka sa board of directors. Pero legislation, of course, you have to run for office. Mahalang eleksyon. Paano ka mananalo? At ang election sa Pilipinas ay populist, meaning popularity. Nalala ko si GMA na nung una siyang tumakbong presidente because of the closeness to Father Entengan and Bert Gonzales. Ang mga poster niya may mga rosas kasi yan ang symbol ng social democracy. Left hand, meaning socialist, with a rose, meaning democratic, soft. Nako, overnight, nang lumabas yung mga poster na yun, maraming supporters na nag-withdraw, yung mga malalaking kumpanya na mayayaman. Kasi in social democracy, you really have to share profit. And these big companies did not want to share profit. And, humans will always be greedy. But you have to temper that greed. How? One is legislation. But of course, executive is there to implement. What if your executive is corrupt? What if your legislative is corrupt? What if your judiciary is corrupt? Kaya nga sabi ko, bago magkaroon ng systemic na pagbabago sa Pilipinas, dapat magkaroon muna ng cultural revolution simula sa edukasyon. How do we promote social democracy in the Philippines? Sabi ni Chairman Mao Zedong, nothing can stop an idea whose time is right. If we promote this idea, at maging katanggap sa mga tao, even communism, no? Kaya marami nga naging PA. Kasi communism promised equality. No? But, it failed. And yung mga leader, corrupt din. No? Ganda ng buhay nila. Yung mga masa nila, hirap pa rin. At grabe rin ang korupsyon sa loob ng partido nila sa punto na sila mismo nagpapatayan na. Pero maraming naakit. Maraming nainganyo because of the promise of equality. You know what? Equality will always be there. Halimbawa, this morning, I gave everybody 1 million pesos. Pagdating ng hapon, may inequality na naman. Kasi yung iba mag-shopping kaagad, yung iba mag-invest, yung iba mag-negosyo. No? It's a fact of life. But there has to be societal structure that more or less prevent extreme. No? The rich are very rich, the poor are very poor. Nakikita natin sa Amerika ngayon yan. At sa ating lipunan. No? Kaya sa China, maraming billionaire pero tempered. No? Hindi pwede extreme. Wealth has to be distributed. And it's very successful. No? Kung naalala nyo, nung binanang Amerika ang TikTok, pumunta sila sa Red One or ano yun. At nakita na mga Amerikano, mas maganda pa ng buhay sa China, mas mura pa ng bilihin. Nakapunta na ako ng China ilang beses. At totoo, mas mura mo. Lalo na yung pagkain. At lalo na yung mga basic utilities tulad ng transportasyon at kuryente kasi state-controlled niya . No? Kaya lang mga Pilipino, low IQ, wala tayong magawa. Naniniwala sa ABS-CBN, sa demonizing China. Ang dami ko nakikita dyan sa Facebook. Si Marcoleta, si Tito Soto na was proposing joint venture with China, nilait-lait. Kasi masama ang China. Ang mabuti, Amerika. So, siyempre, kahit dahil sa colonial mentality at hindi naintindihan ang totoong kasaysayan kung ano ginawa ng mga Amerikano sa Pilipinas. No? Ganon din dito sa new social political model. Dapat mapag-usapan sa mga eskwelahan, mga universidad. May political science classes. Pero ano yun? Walang kwenta mga yun. Kasi we have mediocre teacher. Number 2, yung methodology of teaching, yung exam nila, true or false, or fill in the blanks. Anong mangyayari doon? No? You have to memorize what is democracy. You have to memorize what is socialism. You have to memorize what is communism. No? You have to define Congress, define Senate, define Parliament. At during exam, you have to write those definitions. Walang seryosong pagninilay at mga halimbawa how this socio-political model is actually at work. No? Mga model. Kasi tulad sa Asia, Pilipinas na lang ang presidential system. No? Karamihan dito, parliamentary. No? Siguro yan pa, isa pang pag-usapan natin. Kasi actually, ano na yan, classical debate na yan. Kailangan ba baguhin ang sistema o ang tao? Yung tao, magbabago lang yan. If it's the end of the world, human condition will always be there. Hindi yan tao or sistema. Dialectical yan. Kung corrupt yung tao, makorrupt ang sistema. Kung corrupt ang sistema, hanggang katino yung tao, makukorrupt din. So, dialectical. Pero naalala ko, hindi ako fan ni Ratzinger, hindi ako fan ni Pope Benedict XVI, pero may isa siyang encyclical, ano ba yun? Caritas it something. Basta may Caritas it Veritas or something. Anyway, sabi once in a while, a martyr comes, no? Parang a hero, no? Na willing to be crucified. Kasi kung mag-introduce ka ng pagbabago, sigurado crucified ka. No? But the resurrection will also come. Sa nakikita ko pag-asa, siguro si Inday Sara. No? Kasi sabi nga ni Plato, democracy is the worst form of all the bad government. Ganito kasi yung model ni Plato. May good government, may bad government. Good government ruled by one is monarchy. Its bad form is tyranny. Good government ruled by a few is aristocracy. The bad form is oligarchy. Good government ruled by many is polity. Its worst form is democracy, the rule of the mob. Kasi sabi ni Plato, magna pars sapi vincit optimum. The multitude has conquered the few who are the best. It does not mean it is agreed by the majority, it is good. And most of them, the majority is wrong. Lalo na dito sa Pilipinas kasi low IQ, hindi ka nag-iisip. Now, siguro dito tayo, kasi yung monarchy malabo na yan eh. Sabi ko nga, nag-evolve na. Siguro yung ruled by a few but with integrity. Kasi kahit sa Greek democracy, hindi ibig sabihin lahat yung mga peasants no, mga slaves noon, yung mga hindi citizens, mga foreigner, they were not allowed to vote. Yung mga talagang aristocrat na mga may pinag-aralan. Pero hindi ibig sabihin kung aristocrat, matino ha. Anyway, ang punto ko dito, kasi we're looking for a hero na magbago talaga, radical change. Siguro, posible si BP Sara. At ito mga tumatakbong team suka daw, kasi pinabilera daw ng suka. Itong Duterte team of senators, marami akong kakilala dyan personally at marami sa kanila matitinong tao. Kasi ang ano naman, kung kahit si Lee Kuan Yew, ang piniprescribe niya is a benevolent dictator. But who is that? Parang ang Pilipinas kasi may trauma na sa diktadorya, isang tao lang namamala. Ngayon, isang tao pa rin or siguro dalawa. Yung First Lady at saka yung Speaker of the House. Kahit si BBM is not even governing, is not even ruling. Kung ano sabihin ng asawa niya, okay lang yan. So, allergic na tayo dyan kasi sino bang matino? Kasi, so, tulad sinabi ni actually, hindi kay Spider-Man yan, matagal na yan. Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, more or less, power has to be distributed. Anyway, pagpatuloy natin itong pag-uusap na to kasi naghahagilap tayo ng model eh. At paano? Siguro next time, kung walang issue na bago, diyan natin pag-usapan ng mas malalim, mas malawak. How do we promote this proposed model of social democracy? Kung hindi man social democracy, and democracy has failed already. We definitely need a new socio-political model. But how do we promote it? And how do we implement it? Kailangan pang pag-usapan at pagnilayan. Maraming salamat mga kapatid.